hindi mo nga ma-apply sa China tapos gusto mo i-apply nila yan sa ano mo. Wala kang, you have no moral authority. Siguro kung magsabi pa yan, Switzerland, maniniwala pa yung mga tao, or Singapore, no? Pero ikaw, Pilipinas, wala kang ibang ginawa kundi bardagulin ng China. Kulang na nga lang, ay gawin mo yung ginawa ng US na i-airstrike mo yung mga lungsod ng China sa pinagagawa mo Tapos ikaw pa may lakas ng loob. Diplomacy po tayo, diplomacy. Wala maniniwala sa'yo. I'm really sorry. Kung si Pierre RD pa yan, siguro pa may maniniwala sa'yo. No? Siguro pakikinggan ka pa ng Iran. Pero ikaw, natuta ka ng Amerika, tapos sabihin mo sa Iran makipag-negotiate, hindi makikinig sa'yo dahil alam nila na ikaw ay tuta ka ng Amerika, wala kang sariling paninindigan. You have, in other words, Bongbong Marcos as the chief architect of Philippine foreign policy and basically our chief ambassador, no, the ambassador, the highest ambassador the Philippines has nothing to say, nothing to offer on the table, and tumulo pa isipon mo because batak ka.
Will you accept a position under a Sara Duterte presidency?
No.
Even if you know na kailangan niya ng tulong ng mga taong leg worker, because we all know that Sara Duterte will not be a relaxed president.
Well, pwede ka naman humingi ng tulong kahit wala namang posisyon ng tao. But I don't want it. I don't want to work in the Philippine government because I might commit murder. Kasi ano yan hindi talaga, it's not for me. Ayoko may maganda yung title, ganyan. But the thing is, if my heart is not into it, I will not do it. Ganun lang kasimple yun. So, kung gusto mo humingi ng tulong, you can always get help from anyone without giving them any position. And ganun lang kasimple yun. So, I don't need a position in order for my help to be sought. Ganun lang kasimple. And I don't want it.
Sabi naman ni Clarita Carlos at ni Winnie Monson, di ba? Okay lang yun, normal na sa kanila yun dahil nga nung nakabataan nila sa New York, no? Nagdodroga na daw doon. So, di ba? I mean, they've normalized everything na kahit ginagawa na lang nilang rason. But anyway, Sas, yung tanong ko diyan is gaano ba halaga na malaman ng mga Pilipino ang itong sinasabi mo ngayon at matagal mo na itong sinasabi, no? Yung threat of the EDCA sites dito. Ikaw, ang tagal mo na nagsasabi nito, walang mo naniniwala sa iyo, tinatawag ka pang pro-China, paid by China. Now we are seeing what you are actually saying a long time ago, na pag mayroong mga base militar sa iyong bansa, aatakihin ka talaga ng kalaban ng mga Amerikano. And we've seen it sa GCC countries now. Ano ba yung masasabi mo dito?
Kita mo nagpalabas ang AFP, di ba? Wala pong a National Security Council ata or AFP na hindi to US basis. This is sabi niya, this is legally wag daw maniwala sa mga eme-root. The Philippines has full control. You are yung mga Pilipino, magugoyo nyo dyan. Okay? Of course, Pilipino yung goguyuin nyo talaga. Kasi nga, pag nalaman ng mga Pilipino na US bases to, which is they really are, mag-aalas sa mga Pilipino, papaalisin talaga yan. Kaso nga, you need the propaganda, no? Hindi po ito US bases. These are actually under Philippine control, route. But the legal standing of those bases in your country doesn't dictate military strategy of the enemies of the United States. Wala silang pakialam sa legal status niyan sa bansa mo. O nandiyan ang US, legitimate target. And those are legal targets. No? Pag nag-escalate ito, no? Sino ang unang bansa ang maano ng Iran? North Korea. North Korea ang unang ano niyan, ang unang babakas niyan na lalo na no, lalo na hindi natin to alam kung si Bongbong ba pinapayagan niya ang Pilipinas gamitin ng US para for aircrafts used for the war in Iran. Kasi ang Spain tumanggi dahil alam nila Alam nila. Alam nila. And Iran has intercontinental missiles. Let me just remind the Filipino people. Meron nag-comment sa akin na mga walang alam. Natatawa sila. Inano sa akin yung distance ng Iran sa kanang Pilipinas. Parang, dude, this 2026 is already the age of intercontinental ballistic missiles. Doesn't matter where you are. Kaya nga, bakit itong Iran at North Korea, nag-develop sila ng ICBM? Because precisely, itong US, ang dami nilang US bases. Gusto nila ma-target yung mga US bases na yon na from afar. Okay? Kaya itong mga EDCA sites na to, kung ayaw pang magising ng mga Pilipino, bahala kayo. You are a legitimate target whether you like it or not, whether the bases are legally controlled by Filipinos or not. Those are legal and legitimate targets of any military operations of enemies of the United States. As simple as that. Walang Supreme Court na pupunta kayo sabihan yung North Korea na, oy North Korea, wag yung targetin ha. Kasi nga, this is controlled by the Filipinos. They don't care. It's a US base for them. At kahit naman ang United States, they represent those bases as part of their assets. So sino papaniwalaan ng military target sa United States? Ang AFP or ang Amerika?
Mag-engage tayo ng online question, Miss Sas, no? Ito, sa'yo to, directed sa'yo to. From Pesto 9469. Sabi niya, Sas question, if ever ba mag-unalive si Bongbong this year and Sara takes over, is it too late to tell the US to leave and pivot back to China?
Well, I don't like the language pivot back, no? Let's just consider is it too late to tell the US to leave? It's not too late. EDCA actually already expired.
Yep.
You have to actually have a new agreement. At meron bang nagsabi na na-renew ang agreement ng EDCA? Wala akong narinig. Correct me if I'm wrong. Meron bang additional 10 years?
Wala.
Nag-expire na 2024. So, ibig sabihin, kung walang agree, kaya dapat ako talaga pwede sabihin ni Sara, wala tayong bagong agreement. And in the next agreement, it has to be a treaty. Ganun lang kasimple. It has to be a treaty if you'd like. And it has to be approved by the Senate.
Right.
Ganun kasimple. That is a way for Sara to correct. Well, pwede pa rin tayo mag-keme-keme, but it has to be a treaty. So, safe ka doon. No? Safe ka doon. You don't push them away. You just make them sign and convert this treaty into treaty basis with actually you have to rent it out. Kasi wala naman binabayaran ng US sa EDCA sites eh. May mga kuling-kuling lang na sila na pag alis namin dito sa kanila ibibigay, iti-turn over namin sa mga Pilipino. Bakla, nag-wear and tear na yan pag tinurn over mo. Your handouts are good but we need cash. So magbayad kayo ng renta, no? And yung pivot to China, you don't need to actually pivot to China. You just have to resume the normal relations. Let's keep on trading. Let's keep on and let's make people like Tariela shut up because they have no business in talking about foreign policy. Gano'n lang kasimple yun.
Oo. Kuya, may question ka ba?
Kasi itong comment, no, let me just highlight yung laging sinasabi ng mga amboys dito sa Pilipinas, Sas, no, na ito daw yung EDCA sites nito at pakikipag-alyansa natin with NATO countries and ongoing, no, na they are trying to put up a NATO-like structure sa Indo-Pacific. Ang sabi nga nila, the Australians are thinking of putting up 5 EDCA-like sites dito sa Pilipinas. It was agreed last year, no? Pero yung narrative na deterrent, Sas, uubra mo ba yan? na hindi naman na-deter yung Iran sa GCC.
Mm.
No, because deterrence is not a linear thing. Okay? Kasi ang usual kasi dito sa deterrent is pag sindakin mo yung kalaban, magka-cower. Ganun kasimple kasi yung understanding nila ng deterrence. But the thing is, you assume na yung sindak threshold ng kalaban, yung threshold mo ng sindak. Vietnam was not didn't get sindak. Can you imagine? They were already being carpet bombed. No? The Vietnamese didn't surrender. Wala kang pakialam. Bardagulan tayo. Magbombahan na tayo. Ubusan ng lahi. Kung yung kalaban mo nandun sa mentality na ubusan ng lahi. And Vietnam was there. And Iran is actually in that position right now. Mag-uubusan tayo ng lahi. So, ngayon, kung ang kalaban mo, China, ubusan ng lahi, baka mauna ka maubos ang lahi by mere mathematics. China is 1.6 billion, you're already 100 million. You need to lose 200 million to defeat your 100 billion and you're gone in the face of the earth forever. So naging gets yung these people do not have any sense of mathematics.
And when you say these people, you're referring to Miss Sass? When you say these people, you're referring to
Si Marlon ang sasagot.
Marlon, sagutin mo daw. No. Miss Sass,
Tahimik nga lang ako rito
Oo, napaka-interesting, no? Miss Sass, meron kasi dito sa bansa ngayon, no, na may mga speculations na hinahayaan lang ni Bongbong Marcos na magkagulo. Wala siyang solusyon how to address yung oil price hike, yung mga ganyan. Wala siyang solusyon na sinasabi pagdating sa mga food security or yung national security ng bansa. Ang sinasabi, ang mga theorists dyan is he allows it na mayroong pagkakagulong ganyan so that he could declare state of emergency and then for him to stay in power. What's your take?
Yeah. Special powers.
Yes. Di ba sinasabi ko nga sa inyo, this is actually exactly, the exact situation that his father faced. Ano ba yung sa mga dahilan kung bakit nag-declare ng martial law? Di ba may mga crisis?
Ganun karoon ng fake up.
Diba? Tapos kayo sinasabi, diba? Magkakaroon niya naman ganyan. Tapos meron pang, tapos diba, bigla na lang sumulpot. Naku, na tayo, pinasok na tayo ng mga spy ng China through Tetris app. Di ba na-gets yun? Sabi ng AFP or Navy, napasok na ng spy ng China ang Philippine Navy. Tapos sabi ko, paano? Ang binigay nila is through Tetris app.
Di man lang Candy Crush.
Sabi ko, iniisip ko nga, hindi nyo ba nakita yung pinalabas ng isang Chinese media? Yung pinapakita nila yung mga floor plan ng US bases sa Middle East through satellite. Baka hindi mo na kailangan mag-Tetris app. Pinapakita na lang kayo buong eksana floor plan, etc. ng US bases. Pag kinapadala ng Tetris plan, no, ng Tetris app, they have the satellites in order to determine where exactly your assets are. And di ba ang chismis? Russia and China actually provided this
providing intelligence, yes.
In Iran, na nasa yung mga US bases na yan. Bang! Di ba? Kaya nga, bonggang, kahit nga saan napunta saan lumipat yung mga military ng US na nila, di ba? Bakit binomba yung hotel sa Dubai? Sabi nga hindi naman kasalanan na nilipat mo dyan yung military asset.
Tama.
Even yesterday, kahit yung mga kapatid ko sa Australia, they were updating us na may mga stations na rin doon na hindi na nagpapakarga ng, hindi na open na magbenta. And here, Trixie Battery says, Miss Pam, marami na pong close na gasoline station kasi since last night nagkaubusan na, wala ng mga unleaded premium at diesel. Sobrang mahal dito
Saan yan?
dito sa sarili
Saan
natin. Sa mga kapatid ko sa Australia, same case, hindi nagpa full tank na sila ng mga sasakyan nila, and I don't know, may mga stations na hindi na nagkakarga din, close na. I think hinoard na nila for their probably their own use or things, no? Ang hirap because
The
and even
government force-
LPG to follow dito ang LPG SAS.
Lahat yan. Exactly na nangyari nung panahon tatay niya. Exactly na nangyari panahon tatay niya during the Yom Kippur War between Arab states and Israel. Ang ginawa ng Arab nations, so nag-oil embargo sila sa lahat ng kakampi ng Israel. Like Netherlands and US.
US.
Shell at Chevron. Chevron is US and Shell is kanino magaling ang mga ano natin? 'Di ba Shell din and Chevron? 'Di ba?
Yeah.
From Chevron and Shell. Doon naman tayo nanggagaling eh. So, ang nangyari nung panahon ng tatay niya, these countries, Netherlands and the US, they prioritize their own. Kaya nga nagkaroon ng oil crisis sa Pilipinas kasi nga nag-hoard na yung ibang bansa. Bakit kami kayo bibigyan ng deliveries? Kami muna, sa amin muna to. So ngayon, yung downstream, yung Pilipinas, apektado. Ngayon, kung nangyayari na yan sa Australia, Pam, alam na.
Ano pa tayo?
It's just
Pero
a matter of time.
Tama ka.
It's
Sas,
just
tama
a
ka.
matter
Alam mo,
of time.
nakakatakot dito. Yeah.
Blown.
Tama. Ang nakakatakot dito, no, Sas, yung pagsasara gasolinahan. Wala nang papasada na public transportation. Kasi walang magtataas ng presyo ng pamasahe. Sa sobrang taas ng presyo ng gasolina, crudo at pyesa. Tapos, dahil walang mass transportation, wala na ring mga empleyado na papasok. At pag walang empleyado na papasok, magsasara rin ang mga establishmento. So eventually, it's just a matter of time, hindi malayo na hihinto ang ekonomiya ng Pilipinas.
Kuya,
And we will just be like in a COVID situation, no? COVID situation, but through the fault of our own making. Kasi inaway-away na natin yung ibang bansa na pwedeng mag-supply sa atin ng gasolina, no? Just in case masara yung tap from Western countries na nagdi-deliver sa atin, like China and Russia. So kaya nga sabi ko, naku, lalamunin itong lahat ng to. And sana itapon si Traiela sa dagat para wala na siya masabi, ganyan. So,
Kasi Sas,
wala ka ng choice eh.
kasi
Wala
Sas,
ka ng
no?
choice. Anong choice mo?
Oo. The Philippines imports about 28% of refined petroleum from China. At ang sabi ng China ngayon, they will halt all exports. So saan natin kukunin yung pagkukulang na yan na wala. And I bet South Korea will also follow suit. We import around 35% of our finished petroleum. Kasi isa lang yung refinery natin dito, yung Petron. Oo.
Halt yan hanggang hindi natatapos hanggang hindi nagkakaroon ng certainty kung paano matatapos tong Iran. Kasi if you're gonna look at Iran will milk the Strait of Hormuz situation. Kasi nga paano ba ito magtatapos? Magtatapos to sa negotiation din, no? Of course, Iran would use its only leverage in the negotiation. Well, kung gusto nyo mabalik ang flow ng oil at kung anik sa mga bansa ninyo, give us a good deal. Otherwise, close ito. Close ito, bahala kayo dyan. Close ito. Ganyan ang gagawin ng Iran. And the Philippines, wala ka na magagawa. You are actually, the Filipino people is actually slave to whatever Iran will decide. Ganon katindi, no? At hindi mo alam kung paano i-resolve to ng Iran, kung paano to lalabas, 'di ba? Whatever happens there, the Philippine economy hangs on what Iran will decide to do. Kung galit-galitan ka kay Iran, paano kung galit-galitan ka kay Iran, 'di ba? syempre galit-galitan ka, wala kang choice kasi nga alay ka ng Amerika. Kasi pwede kasi na, kung hindi ka galit-galitan sa Iran, o Iran, baka naman pwedeng padaanin na lang yun sa akin through land. Pwede namang pabakas na lang sa China. Pwedeng ganon. Hindi ba? Pwede ka, wala ka ng choice. Wala ka ng choice kundi harapin ang mga kagagawan at kagaguhan ni Bongbong Marcos. And this is exactly what I've been saying, no? Nung ginawa ito ni Bongbong Marcos, sa punyeta itong Bongbong Marcos, na sinabi kong bumuka ka kagad sa Amerika, na inaway ako lahat ng mga DDS at mga Marcos supporters. O ngayon, wala na kayong, yung mga sinasabi-sabi ni Thinking Pinoy no, na siya pa yung ginamit para panlaban sa akin, mga flexible enmeshment. O nasaan yung flexible enmeshment nyo ngayon?
It was also through him na kinailangan niyang i-explain kung ano ang EDCA, di ba, Miss Sas? Sinabi din niya na ang EDCA dito sa Pilipinas, humanitarian reasons and humanitarian tasks ang kanilang gagawin dito sa bansa. But
sabi ni PP?
Ilang beses tayong nabaha, wala tayong G.I. Joe SAS na nakita, walang AFAM on the street rescuing people na nalulunod. Wala. So,
Pero balikan ko lang si Sas.
Bakit naman kasi papalusungin ng Amerika yung mga tinrain nila ng sundalo at binayaran ng training ng ilang years para i-save ang isang brown Filipino.
Or mamatay na.
People don't realize.
Or mamatay sa
They don't care about you. You're brown. These white soldiers were trained these American soldiers were trained to save American lives. Ngayon, kung na-save ka, that's just collateral saving, no? Pero their primary intention is to save their own. Ano ba yan? Wala naman nagtitrain ng sundalo, Pam and Marlon and AB in order to save other people first. They were trained to serve their own people first and save. Ngayon, kung na-save ka in the process of saving, that's collateral saving. But that is not how they were trained. That's not the direction of their training at all.
Balikan ko yung pagbubukaka ng Pilipinas, Sas, no? Yung Amerika nag-issue ng waiver for 30 days on the sanctioned oil imports from Russia to India. Pinagbigyan ng Amerika yung India na makabili ng oil doon sa Russia. Tayo naman dito, sabi ng DOE, nag-negotiate daw tayo ng 1 million barrels of oil sa Amerika at Canada. Ano sa tingin mo yung... Kasi, alam mo, tayo yung dapat sana binigyan ng waiver na yan so we can buy Russian oil. Pero yung India yung binigyan, tayo hindi.
Nag-aano sila ng India, Canadian and US oil. Mga bakla pa na to ng taon. Magkano ang peso to dollar?
Oo.
Magkano ang peso to dollar ngayon? 50
Tapos
lang.
ang layo pa ng biyahe.
Yes, yung Russian Russian gas, this is like bargain ito eh.
Tama.
Presyo kaibigan tong Russia eh. Hindi ka bibigyan ka ba ng presyo? Bibigyan ba sila ng presyo kaibigan ng US at ng binigyan ang ago.
No, but then again, wala nga tayong someone who has the confidence, the intellect, someone who has the political will to do negotiations. Si Marcos nga, 'di ba? Yun na nga lang picture taking na lang sa when was that sa Malaysia ba 'yon? Nawala ka pa. Tapos yun na lang ASEAN, yung apakasimple na lang na may security protocol binreach mo pa para lang makamayan mo si Xi Jinping, 'di ba? Tapos and then do you honestly expect him to negotiate and say, padaanin mo naman kami kahit dyan sa eskinitang yan o kaya by land and things. And now, ano ang reason niya why is he in New York? He wants to sit down, leaders daw, and for them to go back to the negotiation table and tell them to stop the war in the Middle East. Ba't kami sa'yo makikinig, sinisipon ka nga.
moral ground. Una-una, tumutulong ang sipon mo. Ikalawa, hindi ka nga makipag-negotiate sa China eh. Tapos sasabihin mo kung makipag-negotiate. You have no moral ascendancy, number one, and you have no experience at all in negotiating with an adversary. Inaway-away mo nga yung China kahit nga magkamatay-matay na yung mga tao mo sa gutom. O nagkasara-sara na yung mga banana industry mo dahil sa mga pinagagawa mo. Tapos ang lakas ng loob mo, mag-negotiate kayo. Parang si Risa Ontiveros, no? Ay, naku, ano yun sabi niya? Sabi ni Risa Ontiveros, kailangan bumalik uli ito sa negosasyon. At pursigihing mapagkasunduan. Ganyan. Bakla ka, hindi mo nga ma-apply sa China eh. Tapos gusto mo i-apply nila yan sa ano mo. Wala kang, you have no moral authority. Siguro kung magsabi pa yan, Switzerland, maniniwala pa yung mga tao, or Singapore, no? Pero ikaw, Pilipinas, wala kang ibang ginawa kundi bardagulin ng China. Kulang na nga ay gawin mo yung ginawa ng US na i-airstrike mo yung mga lungsod ng China sa pinagagawa mo eh. Tapos ikaw pa, may lakas ng loob. Diplomacy po tayo, diplomacy. Wala maniniwala sa'yo. I'm really sorry. Kung si Pierre RD pa yan, siguro pa, may maniniwala sa iyo. No? Siguro pakikinggan ka pa ng Iran. Pero ikaw, natuta ka ng Amerika, tapos sabihin mo sa Iran makipag-negotiate, hindi makikinig sa iyo dahil alam nila na ikaw, ay tuta ka ng Amerika, wala kang sariling paninindigan. You have, in other words, Bongbong Marcos, as the chief architect of Philippine foreign policy, and basically our chief ambassador, no, the ambassador, the highest ambassador the Philippines has nothing to say, nothing to offer on the table, and tumulo pa isipon mo because batak ka.
Sas, maiba tayo. Yung Iranian Red Crescent, no, the equivalent of Red Cross, has now filed, I think, a petition or a request doon sa International Criminal Court to investigate war crimes committed by Israel and the US doon sa Iran. Ano sa tingin mo ang mangyayari nito at how will it affect sa kaso ni PRRD?
Wala, hindi mo siya makaka-affect at hindi rin makakapag-imbestiga yung ICC because Iran is not a member of the ICC. Israel is not a member of the ICC and US is not a member of the ICC. So triple whammy ka niyan. Unless Iran itself submits it to the ICC. But hindi gagawin ng Iran because it will open up investigation into their own actions. So wala yan, hindi mag-move forward. Ang nakakaloka naman kasi, no, sa dinami-dami ba naman na babardagulin yung target sa Iran, yung pang-eskwela ng mga bata, ano ba yun?
Pero ito, follow-up question, no? Yung unang airstrike nila, talagang inuna nilang patayin yung chief cleric, no, na si Ali Khamenei. At yung pinalit nila ngayon ay yung second son na ang sabi nila is talagang very nuclear hawk, no, yung ano na yun, no. At may marami ng mga Islamist fundamentalist na nagsasabi declaring is this a holy war, no, a jihad. Ano yung nakikita mong threat sa landscape nung pagbalik ng Islamic terrorism fundamentalist terror networks dito sa atin, lalong-lalo na?
Well, nakikita ko di ba nga kinakabahan na ang Europe at US na baka magising ang mga sleeper cells na attached sa Iran. Well, most probably it will happen, no? It might not come from Iran, but it might come from, for example, Hezbollah and the Houthis in Yemen. Pero ano na to, mahirap to, pa-Armageddon na to eh. Pa-Armageddon na to sa Middle East eh. Kasi Israel doesn't want to back down. Iran doesn't want to back down. US is actually the one who could actually pacify the boat, pero it selected the side. So, wala na to, no? Unless a miracle happen, paano kung tupakin ng Israel? Pag sa kanya ng nuclear bomb ang Iran in the way that the US did it to Japan in order for Japan to surrender. Kasi yun na
Or
lang ang tanging
likewise,
option ng
no?
Israel.
Or likewise.
In order-
Or likewise, SAS. Ang Iran
Yes.
ang gumamit ng nuclear against Israel.
Yes, exactly. So ayun na, pero ayun ang nakakakaba. Kung magkaroon to ng maging nuclear war ito, which is actually this is the closest to nuclear war in that we would have in the next few years. Kasi you have a trigger happy, you have a very really ajit Israel, no? And you really have a really ajit Iran. And then the US, the only power that could actually help balance the situation, remove that kind of capacity, and then nakipag-join forces sa Israel. Wala na, tapos ka na. What would be the exit, no? Well, hopefully Russia and China could help pacify everything. Pero that will entail US pacifying Israel. Kasi if you would like to pacify it, you need Russia and China to actually talk to Iran, and you need US to talk to Israel. Kaso nga, di ba, ang chika, Israel is holding hostage the entire US political structure because of the Epstein file. So, I cannot believe that we might have a nuclear one because of pedophiles. So,
ako. Just to also wrap up, no? May meeting ako in 30 minutes, sorry. Tas, nabanggit mo kasi kanina that you somehow agree kung ano yung mga theories na meron tayo dito sa Pilipinas na BBM is deliberately allowing all things to go into chaos to be able to declare state of emergency. What would be the tipping point para magawa niya to?
ay baka mag-stage ng ambush.
False flag pa rin tulad kay Enrile. Same playbook.
Same, no?
Mag-stage ng ambush. Kasi yun na lang kulang eh. Hindi ba?
Or
ano pa ba magiging playbook niya?
Or
Go,
ibang version 2.0. Mag-agit ng tao para umpisahan yung looting. Magkagulo.
Oo. Like, and you know what? Like, for example, CPP-NPA actually want that to happen. So we might, if Bongbong will not do it, maybe CPP-NPA would do something.
Kasi nga, Sas, no? Going back to the...
Tama, Sas.
So you now have two forces that may want Bongbong to declare martial law. CPP-NPA and the Marcos, the Bangag administration, because it's their way to perpetuate the power. So,
Kasi there's this parallel Sas doon sa Marcos Sr. when he declared martial law. There was tension in the Middle East. There was a separatist movement in the Muslim South. There was communist insurgency at that time, and all those three became the premise of why Marcos Sr. declared martial law. And then yung dissent, no, Jan. So it's the same environment, it's the same the same terrain, kumbaga. So it's highly likely, Basas, you think, that he will do such a thing?
well, nag-a-align yung mga interest eh. CPP-NPA would like Marcos to declare martial law kasi nga magiging recruitment nila yan eh. Magkakaroon naman sila ng reason for existence, no?
Right.
Labanan natin ang rehimeng Marcos Yus, diktatorya.
Kulong na yan.
Labanan kung tayo, di ba? At malalabanan lang natin po kung meron tayong ganito, eme. di ba? Nagkaroon na naman sila ng reason for existing, di ba? And of course, the BBM admin would like to and the BBM admin would resolve the unresolvable issue in their kadiring tactical alliance with the kakamping of who would actually be the standard bearer. Di ba? Yun naman hindi nila mapagkasunod kung sino magiging standard bearer. Ngayon, syempre ayaw nakakamping ng president galing ng BBM camp. Syempre ayaw rin ng BBM camp ng president galing sa kakamping. Ano kami, BP lang kami? Kung ba kakamping ka, gusto mo BP mo galing ng BBM camp. That's one step away for you to be removed. Ganun din ang BBM camp. So it's a tactical alliance of mutual suspicion. Kung kayo ang BBM admin, anong isipin mo to resolve this? Tuloy na lang natin to.
Especially wala silang wala silang matinong candidate, no? But why? Ito last.
Tuloy na lang natin to.
So itutuloy niya. And what is the optic with Chris Aquino being in Malacanang and then he visiting Leni Robredo? And then I don't think John Vic Remulla will win. Do you honestly think John Vic Remulla is presidentiable? Sandro will not be. Tambaloslos will not. Who do you think will be the admin's bet for president for 2028?
Ronald Llamas.
Hindi.
I think their only choice is Lenny.
Yeah. I believe so too.
Lenny, because in the survey, kasi Lenny is the strongest one eh. And maybe what they will do is Lenny Tulfo.
Yes.
Sino sa Tulfo? Sino sa Tulfo? Rafi? Rafi and not Erwin? Because it was Erwin Tulfo who expressed na baka silang dalawa lang ang makapagpatumba ng VP Sara landslide sa 2028.
Mas popular, mas popular si Rafi sa surveys eh.
Hindi po pwede si Erwin kasi madidisqualify si Erwin sa
citizenship.
Citizenship.
Ano pala? Citizenship issue. Maungkat yun.
Oo nga. Bisas, maraming salamat dito sa time mo. No? But overall, ang tanong namin, how is Sas Rogando doing? Are you safe? Are you happy where you are? Kumusta ang puso? Wag mo na ibaba yung puso sa mas lower part, ha? Doon na lang tayo sa puso. Kasi alam namin yung utak mo, ano na yan eh, well-nourished na yan eh. But are you safe?
Okay naman ako. Ako naman po. Ako, I'm very safe. I told you, I'm in the safest city to be in. One of the safest city to be in right now in the world. So, I'm okay. Yun nga lang no, nakakadismaya na nabudol tayo eh. Kasi hindi naman natin kailangan napunta sa ganitong sitwasyon kung BBM only followed through what he promised during the campaign eh.
Okay.
Hindi tayo dapat sa ganito.
Baka napakahirap naman kasing maintindihan nung foreign policy na pinresent mo. Kasalanan mo yan.
Hindi, something happened along the way and maybe the US gave them an offer that they couldn't refuse. Yes. And what is the offer that you can give a Marcos that they couldn't refuse? That's
frozen fruits. Frozen fruit and vegetables. Frozen fruits and vegetables.
Sas, mensahe sa sambayan ng Pilipino na wala sa safest city ngayon na kagaya ng kung nasaan ka. Dito, back home, and of course, sa Middle East.
I really think you have to be alert and then be prepared for any contingency. Kasi napaka-volatile ng situation eh. And I think, kahit naman sabihin nila na huwag kayo mag-panic buying, I really think that people will do it. Na mag-i-imbak na yan ng
tubig,
pagkain, ng mga tubig, kasi, Anong gagawin mo? They don't know how the situation would end up. So, and the government is not prepared for this, because the government is not prepared for this. You might as well just prepare for yourself. Ano na to, talagang wala nang, hindi na nga nasaan ang Pangulo nasaan ang gobyerno.
Oo, no? Buo nawala, no?
Ito na talaga the real prepping, no? Talagang prepping ano na to, no? For Armageddon. Kumbaga, no?
Well, we hope and pray that you continuously be safe where you are, Sas, and then achieve all the goals you have. At pagbalik mo, baka naman ikaw ang VP ni Vice President Sara Duterte, ha?
Yun, no?
Baka ikaw,
Or NSA.
NSA.
Mm-mm.
Miss Sas, hindi nakikinig lola mo eh. Miss Sas, naririnig mo kami?
Mm.
Ikaw ba ang Vice President ni Inday?
Gago. Ano ba yun?
Okay, okay.
Ano ba yung mga ganyan?
Will you accept a position under a Sara Duterte presidency?
No.
Even if you know na kailangan niya ng tulong ng mga taong leg worker, because we all know that Sara Duterte will not be a relaxed president.
Well, pwede ka naman humingi ng tulong kahit wala namang posisyon ng tao. But I don't
Right.
want it. I don't want to work in the Philippine government because I might commit murder. Kasi ano yan hindi talaga, it's not for me. Ayoko nang, may maganda yung title, ganyan. But the thing is, if my heart is not into it, I will not do it. Ganun lang kasimple yun. So, kung gusto mo humingi ng tulong, you can always get help from anyone without giving them any position. And ganun lang kasimple yun. So, I don't need a position in order for my help to be sought. Ganun lang kasimple. And I don't want it. Hindi nga ako, di ba, nag-apply kay Bongbong. Alam niyo nga, wala ako dyang CV, no? Wala akong, alam niyo yan. Kinonfirm din ni Atty. Vic na wala akong
Application.
na hindi ako kasama sa maaligid-aligid, di ba? Even though that I could, if I want, I could.